Shut the up. I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer. Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not going to make it.
Joe Rogan has officially called out Jake Paul after Jake pulled the plug on his highly anticipated fight with Mike Tyson. That's right, the clash of the eras is off, and it's all thanks to Jake. As usual, Jake is acting like it's no big deal, walking around like he's untouchable, cancelling what would have been the biggest fight of his career. Just another day for Jake Paul. But this time, Joe Rogan isn't letting it slide. Backing out on a legend like Mike Tyson is a line you don't cross. Rogan, known for his no-nonsense attitude when it comes to respecting the sport and its icons, didn't hold back. He unleashed a verbal smackdown on Paul, calling him out for his lack of respect. Joe's message was clear: being an influencer and a YouTuber is one thing, but when you step into the ring with a boxing legend, you better show some respect. This time, Jake may have bitten off more than he can chew, with both Tyson and Rogan coming after him. Jake Paul is looking like the biggest villain in the fight game right now. The hype for Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson had reached a boiling point. This was set to be one of the biggest fights in combat sports history. After their heated press conference on August 18, 2024, in New York City, the anticipation was through the roof. Mike Tyson looked like he was ready to tear Jake apart, and Jake, as usual, was talking smack and hyping himself up like he was invincible. The tension was sky high, fans were going wild, tickets were selling out faster than concert seats, and bets were rolling in. The fight world was buzzing and everyone was picking sides. Then, out of nowhere, Jake dropped a bombshell: the fight was off. All that hype, all the build-up, just gone in an instant. Jake pulled the plug, leaving fans and fight enthusiasts stunned. It looks like our guy might have caught a case of pre-fight jitters, and honestly, who wouldn't be nervous stepping into the ring with a legend like Mike Tyson? We're talking about stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson, the man who literally bit off an opponent's ear during a fight. That's not your typical Sunday workout. The psychological toll of facing Tyson, with decades of destruction behind him, can shake up anyone, even Jake Paul. But the fight world isn't taking this lightly. Fans are feeling seriously let down. And of course, Joe Rogan wasn't going to stay quiet about it. Rogan's been calling Jake out for acting like he's the one calling the shots. Joe's like, hold up, you can't just cancel on a legend like Mike Tyson and act like it's no big deal. Rogan knows how important this fight was, not just for the sport, but for the fans. The fact that Jake pulled out has everyone questioning what's really going on. Was he scared? Was he unprepared? Whatever the reason, Joe isn't holding back, putting Jake on blast for letting everyone down. And honestly, who can blame him? This was a chance for fans to see a boxing legend take on one of the sport's biggest names today. It was just a matter of Mike Tyson closing the distance. Tyson, as fast and powerful as ever. Rogan even maintains that Mike is the greatest heavyweight of all.
Mike Tyson closing the distance. This Mike Tyson, as fast as he was, as hard as he hits, I maintain he's the greatest.
Yeah,
the greatest heavyweight
all time. If you're not familiar with the bond Joe Rogan has with Tyson, let me break it down for you. It's built on years of mutual respect for Tyson's impact on the sport. Joe Rogan is basically Mike Tyson's #1 fan. He might as well be the president of the unofficial Mike Tyson fan club. Every time Rogan brings up Tyson on his podcast, the admiration is evident. We're talking about someone who's been immersed in combat sports for decades and still views Tyson as a living legend. Honestly, Joe probably has a picture of Mike Tyson on his wall at home. So when Jake Paul, the internet sensation and self-proclaimed problem child, pulls the plug on the fight...
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this.
Of a lifetime with Tyson, Joe is not having it. Mike Tyson is an absolute beast. And let's not forget, even at 58, Tyson was preparing for this fight like a rookie about to make his debut. The man was training with a level of intensity that belied his age, hitting the gym hard, showcasing explosive combos, lightning-fast footwork, and that signature Tyson head movement. Despite being close to 60, Tyson's power and precision remain sharp. His jab is still as precise as ever, his hooks are brutal, and that famous uppercut is a fight ender if it connects. Tyson's punching power hasn't aged a day, and his speed and strength would still pose a serious challenge to any boxer. Jake Paul might have thought he was stepping into the ring with just an old man, but Mike Tyson was training like it was 1986 all over again. Tyson's work on the heavy bag was downright terrifying. Rogan, who knows Tyson's capabilities better than anyone, has been hyping up Tyson as one of the scariest fighters in history for years. If the Mike Tyson from the Marvis Frazier fight had faced Jake, Paul wouldn't have stood a chance. Rogan has consistently praised
Mike Tyson from Marvis Frazier fought Jake Paul. Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not going to...
Tyson's fearsome presence, a legacy that hasn't faded. So when Jake cancels the fight, it's like he's tarnishing the legacy of a man who revolutionized heavyweight boxing. Rogan made it clear that he won't tolerate this disrespect. On his podcast, Joe delivered a savage critique, calling Jake out for not being a true fighter and lacking the heart that legends like Tyson possess. Joe emphasized that when you sign up for a fight, especially against someone like Tyson, you need to show complete respect and dedication. No second guessing, no cancellations, just pure commitment to the sport. Mike Tyson remains the best heavyweight of all time, and Joe Rogan made sure Jake Paul knows it. Mike Tyson is, without a doubt, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, and
I think that Mike Tyson is the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think anybody fucks with him.
Rogan's opinion on the matter carries immense weight. Rogan isn't just a podcast host, he's the voice of combat sports. With years of experience calling UFC fights and breaking down some of the most intense moments in fighting history, when Joe speaks, the entire combat sports world listens. Rogan has a massive following in the fighting community, spanning MMA, boxing, and martial arts. His opinion is highly respected because he's not just a commentator, he's trained with some of the best, holds black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Taekwondo, and has a deep understanding of what separates a true fighter from someone merely chasing clout. Right now, Rogan sees Jake Paul more as a clout chaser than a legitimate fighter. While Jake has made a splash in the boxing scene, cancelling a fight...
Breaths of Subban, this is what you... Subban knocked down by Paul!
with Mike Tyson is a move that undermines his credibility. Joe made it clear if Jake wants to be taken seriously as a boxer, he needs to stop dodging real challenges. Rogan didn't hold back, telling Jake that if he's serious about boxing, he needs to face the true tests of the sport, not just look for easy wins. Mike Tyson, no questions, no excuses. You don't back out when things get tough, and Joe Rogan has a point. Even though Tyson is older, he's still a serious threat, and Mike was more than ready to prove that. But Jake Paul, he dipped before the fight could even happen. For Joe, who's seen it all in the fight world, this was a major letdown. Rogan respects fighters who grind through adversity, and someone like Tyson, a living legend,
Get challenged by someone who's a guy like a Jake Paul. Does that piss you off? Is it part of it that
deserves that level of respect. When Jake cancels, it's not just a business move, it's a slap in the face to the entire fight community. Imagine canceling a cricket match with a legend like Wasim Akram. It's disrespectful. Joe has mad respect for fighters who push through challenges, and Jake pulling out feels like he's dodging real competition. Jake Paul pulling out of the fight with Mike Tyson raises serious questions about his grit. When you think of fighters like Israel Adesanya, John Jones, and Kamaru Usman, athletes who never back down from a challenge, Jake's decision to cancel feels like a sign that he might not be cut from the same cloth. Mike Tyson isn't just any opponent, he's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. A fight with Tyson could have elevated Jake's career to new heights, but instead he backed out. This move has left Joe Rogan and the entire combat sports world questioning what's next. Jake built his brand on being the problem child, but to earn respect in boxing, you have to take on and overcome significant challenges. This fight mattered. Mike Tyson's name carries weight across the sports world, and cancelling on him is a major issue. Even Jake Paul can't escape that. Joe Rogan made it clear that Jake's decision to back out was a massive mistake. Rogan has always been about respecting the sport and its legends. Now we'll have to wait and see how everything unfolds. So, fight world, that's all for today. What are your thoughts on Jake Paul getting called out by Joe Rogan? Drop your comments below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more boxing news. See you in the next video.